In today's show, Bitcoin sees fresh split-second spikes. As analysts say, it's almost time for a Bitcoin uptick. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest technical analysis from Crypto Analyst Tech Dev, Parabolic Matt, and Pentoshi. Also in today's show, veteran Trader Tone Vays says $100,000 Bitcoin by end of year is now unlikely. I'll be sharing his latest new forecast and quoting him here. And while I still like for Bitcoin to break 100,000 area by the end of the year, at the moment that is looking unlikely, but Q1 2022 is perfectly reasonable for that break of the $100,000 mark. Also in today's show, IMF warns El Salvador against using Bitcoin as legal tender after the Bitcoin City announcement. That's right, El Salvador dollar denominated bonds crash as the country launches a Bitcoin alternative. Also in today's show, top analyst predicts massive tech bubble style blow off top in Bitcoin and crypto markets and shares his timeline, quoting him right here. I'm not sitting there stressing about every micro movement. I'm looking more zooming out for the macro price targets. And I still think Bitcoin within the next 6 months can go to $150,000 to $250,000 per BTC. I'll be breaking this down for you. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. As you can see, Bitcoin, Ether, and many of the alts are currently breaking out and in the green. But where's the Bitcoin price likely to go next? Find out all this, plus so much more in today's show. Here at Crypto News Alerts, I drop a brand new episode every single day. The goal is to get to 100,000 subscribers. If you like getting that crypto, be sure to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell to receive daily premium Crypto News Alerts every single day. And today's show is brought to you by Shiryu Inu, the NFT trading card game. Yes, please, check it out. Pretty sweet, right? Now check this out, Shiryu Inu just released their DApp, which is currently in phase 1, and currently people can mint NFT card packs that will be openable in phase 2 of the Shiryu Inu roadmap. Now I also like to point this out, they do have their white paper. I'm going to include all these resources in the show notes below the video, as well as their Telegram with 9,800 plus members, and this is their listing on CoinMarketCap. Now I also like to point out, now obviously do your own research, this is not investment advice, this is a paid sponsorship. However, I do think this project looks pretty cool and I'm looking forward to playing. So go ahead and check it out. Click the link in the description right down below and let's go mint some NFTs. Shall we? All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. I'm your host, JV. How's it going, crypto fam? Holla at your boy in the live chat. Now, Bitcoin continued its pattern of sudden price spikes on November 24th, as sudden momentum produced a brief trip over 57,400, as you can see here in the Bitcoin 1 hour candle chart. Now, data from Cointelegraph Markets Pro and TradingView showed Bitcoin making skittish moves within a familiar range during Wednesday. The pair reached highs of 57,875 on Bitstamp over the past 24 hours. These failing to hold for long as buyer support still weighing closer to 60,000 resistance, and amid an overall uninspiring market environment, some took the opportunity to highlight ongoing similarities between 2021 and previous bull market years. Popular Twitter account TechDev focused on the Fibonacci levels as Bitcoin's behavior around them, and this year so far has conformed exactly to the standard rubric, as he shares right here on Crypto Twitter. All three full Bitcoin cycles saw a mid-cycle bounce off the 1.272 Fibonacci, and after that, 2013 faced resistance at the 1.55, 2017 faced resistance at the 1.618, 2021 faced it at both, and after this is historically when mania sets in. And as you can see here in this chart, if history is to repeat, we can expect a $200,000 plus Bitcoin price. In fact, the analyst feeds into a prediction of the current cycle topping out at around $300,000 per BTC. Let me know if you agree or disagree with this crypto analyst. And TechDev also shares here, almost time in response to Parabolic Matt's tweet, Bitcoin 3-day RSI is retesting the bottom area of the wedge it has been in since May. This wedge has generally signaled all of the highs and lows or very close to it since May, and the current 3-day candle closes soon. So there you have it. And for fellow crypto trader Pentoshi, he confirmed the belief that 60,700 should be reclaimed and held in order to plan long positions. Quoting him right here, Bitcoin low time frame and 1-day bull plan need to make a double bottom here, in my opinion, on the 4 hour, and then reclaim 60,700, which is 1-day resistance. And so far, sellers have seen weak at the lows down here. Now let's discuss the altcoin market. As Bitcoin played the cool game, it was the alt seeing more decisive moves during Wednesday. Ether traded up about 5%, trading at 4,300, the strongest performer in the top 10 cryptos by market cap, and a noticeable outlier among major tokens was Zcash, which gained 26% after Twitter comments from Barry Silbert, founder and CEO of investment giant Digital Currency Group, and known for hinting at his potential next purchases. Silbert also attempted to hike the price of Bitcoin on Wednesday before the latest spike, as you can see here in this tweet. Now, before I break down our next story of the day, veteran Trader Tone Vays says $100,000 Bitcoin price by the end of the year is now unlikely and updates his latest forecast. But before I break this down, let's first take a quick look at the overall crypto market. As you can see, Bitcoin up 0.65% for the day, trading just under $56,700. We have Ether up 4%, trading at $4,300. Solana up 1.5%, trading at $215. Polkadot up 0.5%, trading above $39. BNB up 2%, trading at $591. CRO hit a new all-time high, up 18% for the day. It touched 94 cents this morning, as well as ENJ also hit a new all-time high, surpassing $4.50. So let's freaking go. But all right, now let's break down our next story of the day. Crypto trader Tone Vays, shout out to Tone, says the chances of Bitcoin going up by over 75% between now and the end of the year are low. Vays tells his 116,000 YouTube subs that while Bitcoin is unlikely to rise above the price of 100,000 in 2021, the target could be hit during the first 3 months of 2022. Quoting him right here, while I still like for Bitcoin to break $100,000 area by the end of the year, at the moment that is looking unlikely, but Q1 2022 is perfectly reasonable for that break of the $100,000 mark. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Tone Vays. When do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to reach that six-figure mark? Holla at your boy in the live chat. Now, the veteran trader says that if Bitcoin manages to climb above the 50-day moving average, then the flagship cryptocurrency can rally upwards. Quoting him again here, I do anticipate this Bitcoin price closing at just below the 50-day moving average to be a rejection. It's already acting like a rejection, but if we make it back to this 50-day moving average in a short period of time on a daily scale, within a couple of weeks, I would expect it to break to the upside. On the other hand, Vays says that the more likely path for Bitcoin to take is to spiral downwards, as he shares here. For now, however, we're going to remain conservative, and we're going to assume that this rejection takes prices down to a new swing low. As unfortunate as that sounds, but this is currently the more likely path, even though my thumbnail is bullish and my background is bullish. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Tone Vays that we're likely to see a $100,000 Bitcoin price in Q1 of 2022 versus Q4 of this year, as November comes to an end in another week. Before I break down next story of the day, IMF warns El Salvador against using Bitcoin as legal tender after Bitcoin City announcement, as El Salvador dollar-denominated bonds crash as the country launches Bitcoin alternative, as well as top analysts predicts massive tech bubble-style blow-off top in Bitcoin and crypto markets, and I share his timeline. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market cap, sitting just under $2.6 trillion with 126 billion in volume in the past 24 hours, and the current Bitcoin dominance is 41.5%, with the Ether dominance at 19.7%. And checking out the top gainers within the top 100, we have the Sandbox leading the pack, up a whopping 22% for the day and 107% for the week, trading at $6.84. Zcash up almost 22% for the day and 56% for the week, trading at $248. And Decentraland up 21% for the day and 55% for the week, trading at $5.04. Now, which altcoins are you currently most bullish on during Q4 of this bull run? Let me know in the comments right down below. And now checking out one of my favorite indicators is the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Shows we're currently rated a 42 out of 100 in fear. Yesterday was a 33, last week a 52, and last month a 72 in greed. And if you're not familiar with the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, extreme fear can be a sign investors are too worried. That can be a great buying opportunity, aka BTFD, buy that freaking dip. And when investors are getting too greedy, that means the market is due for a correction. But all right, now let's break down our next breaking story of the day. The International Monetary Fund, better known as the IMF, has warned El Salvador against using Bitcoin as legal tender due to various risks associated with cryptocurrency. The warning came one day after Salvadoran President Nayib Bukele, shout out to Nayib, announced his plan to build a Bitcoin city powered by Volcano and financed by Bitcoin bonds. That's right, El Salvador is the first country in the world to adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender alongside the US dollar, which it has used for 2 decades. The country's Bitcoin law went into effect in September, and furthermore, El Salvador has purchased 1,120 120 BTC, according to Salvadoran President Nayib Bukele. Now, the IMF regularly undertakes Article 4 missions to member countries to consult with government officials before they request to use its resources. The IMF explained that for El Salvador, the adoption of Bitcoin as legal tender, the regulation and supervision of Bitcoin, service providers, and e-wallet Shivo were also discussed. In its staff concluding statement of the 2021 Article 4 mission for El Salvador, the IMF detailed the following. Given Bitcoin's high price volatility, its use as a legal tender entails significant risk to consumer protection, financial integrity, and financial stability. Its use also gives the rise to fiscal contingent liabilities. Because of those risks, Bitcoin should not be used as legal tender. Now, this quote sums it up pretty well. IMF says Bitcoin should not be used as legal tender in El Salvador. Bitcoin responds, "We don't care." That, my friend, is a fact. Now, the IMF proceeded to recommend narrowing the scope of the Bitcoin law and urged El Salvador to strengthen the regulation and supervision of the new payment ecosystem. The recent statement from the IMF came one day after President Bukele announced a plan to build the world's first Bitcoin city, powered by a volcano and financed by Bitcoin bonds. He noted there would not be any taxes in the Bitcoin city except for value-added tax, and the plans to issue sovereign bonds and use the proceeds to buy Bitcoin and fund infrastructure plans, announced on November 20th, occurred after the technical work of the mission concluded and were not discussed with the authorities, the IMF clarified. And responding to the IMF, Bukele shared the following. Although we obviously do not agree on some things, such as the adoption of Bitcoin, the analysis it makes of our country is interesting. Now, this quote really hit home, so I'm going to share it. Bukele is literally building a citadel while other countries are building concentration camps. Let that sink in, my friend. And before I break down our final story of the day, top analyst predicts massive tech bubble, stall blow off top in Bitcoin and crypto markets, and shares his timeline. But first, I want to remind you to smash that show more button right below this video in the description for a detailed analysis of what's going on in the crypto market. This goes for all 990 plus videos right here on my YouTube channel. Also, some very helpful resources for you to plug into, including my daily letter, which goes out to over 30,000 subscribers every single day. To subscribe, visit letter.cryptonewsalerts.net. Also have a blog I update daily, which can be found at cryptonewsyes.com. Also, be sure to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell to turn on all notifications and help me get to 100,000 subs. You can also find me on all the major podcasting platforms. We're currently receiving over 20,000 downloads per day. You can find me on Spotify, the home of the Joe Rogan Experience, as well as Apple's iTunes and Google Play. You can also follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is Crypto News. Yes, and of course, you can follow me on TikTok, Telegram, and Facebook. And if you're not in my private crypto Telegram chat, what are you doing with your life? Now for our final story of the day. Popular pseudonymous analyst Kaleo is predicting that Bitcoin and the stock market will go parabolic together before crashing and a blow off top. In a discussion with Jake Wojcicki of TrendSpider, Kaleo revealed his strategy when looking at the crypto markets. According to him, the digital asset space is undergoing a similar market cycle to what technology stocks went through in the late 1990s and doesn't think Bitcoin can go much lower than the current prices. Quoting Kaleo here, "I think at least my whole strategy has basically been playing off the tech bubble 2.0 narrative, and I think crypto fits within that window, and I really think it's going to be similar to what we saw back in that 1999-2000 timeframe when the market tops around March, which is where the blow off top both in equities and crypto, but especially in the tech side of the market when it comes to equities. And then I think crypto still even outpaces tech. You know, that includes Bitcoin, Ethereum. You can go down the list. So short term right now, I don't see us going too much lower than where we've gone already." And now for some price predictions. Kaleo says that rather than trying to call all the minute price action, he has his eye on the longer term predictions that places Bitcoin up to 330% higher than the current prices in a matter of months. Quoting him here, "I'm not sitting there stressing about every micro movement. I'm looking more zooming out for the macro price targets, and I still think Bitcoin within the next 6 months can go to $150,000 to $250,000 per BTC. So as far as the capitulation wick, maybe Bitcoin does touch 50K. Like if it touches 50K, all that you're going to see, in my opinion, is more opportunity." So there you have it, and watch this entire interview with Crypto Kaleo. Check the show notes below the video in the description and let me know your thoughts surrounding its $150,000 to $250,000 Bitcoin price prediction, and checking out recent tweets from Plan B, creator of the Bitcoin stock to flow model. He reminds us $98,000 November and $135,000 December prediction still in play. This was as of November 14th, and he also shares here to clarify, 98,000 November prediction is not based on stock to flow model, but on my floor model. As I said before in tweets and in my latest podcast, I use 3 models. Number 1, stock to flow. Number 2, floor model, and number 3, on-chain model. And if, for example, 98,000 November floor model prediction fails, that does not mean that stock to flow or on-chain fails. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Plan B. And do you feel the Bitcoin price can still jump $41,000 within the next 6 days to close November and hit Plan B's target of 98K? Let me know in the comments right down below. And now for a quick recap of what I covered with you here in today's show. Bitcoin sees fresh split-second spikes. As analysts say, it's almost time for a Bitcoin uptick. Also in today's show, we discussed veteran Trader Tone Vays Says $100,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year is now unlikely. Also in today's show, I shared that IMF warns El Salvador against using Bitcoin as legal tender after Bitcoin City announcement. Also in today's show, we discussed top analysts predicting massive tech bubble style blow off top in Bitcoin and crypto markets, and predicts $150,000 to $250,000 Bitcoin price peak this cycle. But where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? Let me know in the comments right down below. Now for the top 3 comments from yesterday's episode. Pokemon wrote, "Hi JV and Crypto News Alerts fam, enjoyed the show. I'm still sticking with Max Kaiser's $220,000 year-end prediction. I got excited today by watching Max and Stacy on the RT show. They were in El Salvador and the country is maximum on Bitcoin and it is changing the country and the people all for the positive. It's like watching your kid first day at school. I think the country will see more people wanting to live there and I might be one of them. $220,000 Bitcoin price end of year. Let's freaking go. Send it." And our next featured comment of the day comes from Joab Rico, who wrote, "JV, you're the freaking man. When I fear and want to unhodl, I listen to JV, Crypto News Alerts." Much love, Joab. I appreciate your support, fam. Hodl. Now for our third and final feature comment of the day comes from G Dean, who wrote, "Hi JV, love your show as always. Bitcoin may not hit 100,000 by December, but it will be there maybe a few weeks later. Bitcoin is still the best place to keep our worthless fiat. Go BTC, hodl forever or until you need some huge profits." I responded right on, G Dean, 100,000 Bitcoin. We coming either way and nobody can stop it, not even the IMF. And to be featured on tomorrow's episode, drop me a comment right down below. Well, that's going to conclude today's show. As always, I appreciate you tuning in and journeying along with me inside this incredible crypto matrix. That's right, Bitcoin is the glitch in the matrix. And if you gain value out of today's show, be sure to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell to turn on all notifications and help me get to 100,000 subs. And I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's episode. Peace.